Hey there, so today we have another review. This is a beer from Terrapin. This is Watermelon Gose. So I've actually never had this one before. I actually looked it up. Completely forgot. Terrapin was actually bought out in 2016 by Molson Coors. So yeah, they took a minority stake like I think about a decade ago, and then now it's like completely bought out. So I guess it sort of makes sense that now that's why they're pretty accessible. And part of the reason why they're accessible is also because they're like relatively close. This is brewed out of Athens, Georgia, and also, unfortunate thing about think about like if you go to Publix, like outside of the quote unquote macro beers, almost all the quote unquote craft beers are macro beers now. They're all bought out by it's all the big guys. It's Elysian, Cigar City, Funky Buddha, New Belgium. Hell, like it's maybe like New Holland, Sierra Nevada might be like one of the few breweries you can see. Like it's all otherwise like bought out, bought out, bought out, bought out, bought out, bought out. So anyway, let's check out this beer. So this was buy one get one. So I been like a little bit. Their IPAs were okay. So I was like, skip it. Let's try. I've been focusing on like refreshing beers these days. I think you guys have probably noticed I've been reviewing a lot of beers that are like under 5%. So this 4.5 Watermelon Gose. Head was not really great. Here's why. 4.5%, and then it's malt beverage brewed with natural flavors and with natural flavors added. Here's why the TTB asks you to make it. Well, I guess if you brew with it natural flavors, you have to like list it that way, and then if you add maybe natural flavors post fermentation, maybe you need to list it that way. So it has like, because I mean, it's up to them. They wouldn't mention so much about this natural flavor things. By the way, the natural flavors are not actually quote unquote natural; they're really artificial flavors, but they get to call them natural for whatever reason. But because otherwise they literally would like say like brewed with watermelon, and like they could actually say that, but like they don't. So it's like flavorings. Beer doesn't really look like a watermelon. Beer looks like a pretty good looking Gozo. The head fell away pretty quickly, which isn't great, but comes in like straws of gold color, wonderful clarity on that. On the nose, smells like Gozo, yeah. Pretty nice. I guess you can smell salt. I guess the combination of like a little bit of that kind of like floral coriander note with that kind of like salty green watermelon thing, right? Like if you literally just like if you ate watermelon and then had like a little bit of the rind left, or the little bit of the pink or red left, and then mostly rind, and you soaked it in salt water, that's sort of what that smells like. A little bit farty too, like a little bit of that kind of like kettle sour all flavor kind of thing, maybe, possibly. But yeah, tastes like what it smells like. It's got that really kind of like nice, almost like oh wow, weird. So one of the things you get is sort of this kind of like again, like just eat too much of the watermelon, and you get this like watermelon rind kind of thing. It also plays into cucumber. So I'm not the biggest fan of cucumber water, but if you're a fan of cucumber water, this is also up your alley. So it's that like watermelon cucumber thing. It's sort of similar kind of ish kind of flavors, right? Nice salinity here. They definitely like. I think some goes as sort of like play salinity as like a rounding note. Here it's like noticeably salty. Salty, nice acidity to it. I would say it's like a medium to medium plus acidity, not quite full, but definitely past tart. Definitely a sour beer. Very light. Um, I will say there's a little bit of that off flavor I was smelling. I think with kettle sours, depending on the health of your fermentation, you can have off flavors like butyric, and I definitely sense a little bit of that here. Like there's something like a little bit stinky. Butyric is actually one of the grossest off flavors. It sort of comes off as like I think like baby vomit. Like it's just like it's stinky. Like there's aromas that are not pleasant. I mean, there are ones that are stinky that we like from Brettanomyces, like funk and all that stuff. Yeah, you could sort of like go with that. Like it's, I mean, it's a more mature flavor, I would say for sure. Like this is definitely not your like flavor that you'd generally want in a goza. For me, it gives that mustiness, gives it a little bit more like an edge to it instead of the. But I don't know. I think most people would not like the flavor. It's got a little bit of this like the best analogy would be like a Brett kind of funk to it. That's like not usually what we're. Sorry, that's something you never get in kettle sours, but a little funk to it. But it's pretty nice. Again, if you like cucumber, the one that really reminds me, it has so much green cucumber flavor to it. It really plays rind instead of like juicy watermelon. So don't think Jolly Ranchers. Think more like watermelon rind, saltiness, cucumber. And if you like that with a nice pack of acidity, it's not bad. So with the BOGO, I actually buy 12 of these. So actually, like, it's a little bit of a stretch. Am I gonna hate it? It's all right. Like, I think I'm gonna crush these 4.5%. Really light, refreshing beer. I don't have to work and just crush one of these and just move on with my night and just call it that, right? Um, nice beer. Nothing crazy, but it's all right. I'm gonna give it a B-ish. So around B plus. It's fine. I'm gonna give this a solid. Somewhere between 86 and 87. I'm gonna give it a solid 86. I think 86 is a very strong rating. It's good. It's a good beer. One of my goals, 86. Like solid stuff, nothing mind blowing, but for me, I wish I had a little bit more sweetness to it. Not necessarily like it needs to taste like Jolly Ranchers. I wish it just had more like juicy watermelon character, right? It really comes off like cucumber. It tastes like cucumber Gose. Cucumber Gose is fine. Westbrook makes one that's quite nice. I also wish I had maybe a little bit more body or something going on. I mean, just think about Westbrook Gose, and that beer just smacks so hard. And this one's like just like very light. It comes off very watery, but it's still refreshing and tasty. So salty, refreshing, tasty. That's what sort of the style does. 86, good rating. Cheers, later.